Good morning and happy spring. My name is Kelowna Giuliano, and I'm so excited to be here with you today talking about spring wellness. So whenever the seasons change, our bodies have to adapt to the change. So we're going from winter into spring, the weather is changing, there's different pollens in the air. Our foods change, right? Different foods go into season, different essential oils are harvested, and our bodies have to adjust. So I'm going to be talking briefly today about a little bit of traditional Chinese medicine and how we can adapt to the change of moving into the season of spring so that we can stay healthy. Because the change of the season is oftentimes when we can get sick, right? If we don't adapt and flow with the change. So say hi if you're watching and let me know where you're watching from. I am in sunny Southern California. It's a beautiful day in Carlsbad. The sun's out and it's really nice. We've had a lot of rain, but I would love to hear where you're watching from and how the weather is today with this first day of spring. So I'm gonna keep this brief and power-packed with good information that you'll be able to use, hopefully, to help you and your family and your friends stay healthy with Young Living products and some specific little practices. So in the season of spring, it's kind of a time of renewal. It's a great time of year for cleansing. A lot of people like to do cleanses at the beginning of the year, which is fine, but this is like the optimal time of year for cleansing as we move into spring. And there are specific organs that we want to think about in the season of spring, according to traditional Chinese medicine. So in spring, that correlates with the organs, the liver and the gallbladder, which are on the right side. It might be backwards on here, but it's on the right side of your abdomen, kind of like right up underneath your ribs are where the liver and gallbladder are. So those are the organs that need extra support and extra cleansing. And, I'm not a doctor. We're not prescribing or treating or preventing anything. But I am sharing just information about Young Living oils that could be helpful for you. I know everyone's specific bodies are different, and you know your body, and you know that you can always just take this with a grain of salt and use what resonates. But traditionally, we want to think about our liver and gallbladder in the season. So can you think of any Young Living products that you know of? If you have anything that comes to mind, you can type it in the chat that supports specifically the liver or the gallbladder or both. And I'm going to tell you about some too. Maybe you already use these and maybe you don't, but some really helpful essential oils for the liver specifically are Juva Cleanse and Juva Flex. Do you know what Juva means? So I learned this recently, and I didn't really understand what Juva meant. I know that Gary Young created all these products that say Juva at the beginning of them. Juva Cleanse, Juva Flex, Juva Power, Juva Tone. We have all these Juva things. So the Juva stands for rejuvenating. So it rejuvenates the liver. And Gary was a huge fan of cleansing and detoxing and really educating about holistic wellness and keeping our body healthy. Obviously, that's why he created these different oils and supplements specifically for organs and cleansing and detoxification. So if we want to rejuvenate our liver, some options are Juva Cleanse. And Juva Cleanse is a great blend. It can be used topically, and then there's also a vitality version, so you could take it in capsules. And you can decide how you want to use it. You can look it up in your essential oil pocket reference or desk reference and decide what resonates, but you could rub either of these right over your liver, or you could put them in capsules. I actually have a roller on my JuvaFlex, even though it's a vitality oil, it can also be used topically, and I will roll this over my liver. The other thing to pay attention to when we're talking about liver is, do you know the emotion that's associated with the liver? So I don't know how many of you have the Blue Book by Dr. Carolyn Mine. I often refer to this book. I've got sticky notes and stuff all over it. But in her book, Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils, you can learn which organs store specific emotions. And in the liver is where we store anger. So that's an emotion we want to work on letting go of in the season of spring specifically. You can do that anytime. And she has a 7-step technique in her book with the oil purification, which is a blend that's specifically created to help, well, created for many reasons, right? But it can be specifically used to let go of the emotional pattern that created anger. And the place on our body where you can access the liver is on your hand, about halfway between like the base of your pinky and your wrist, like over on this side. You could put purification there and you could stimulate this point. And you can also go through the 7-step technique in the book and take yourself through it. It's pretty easy. But yeah, so the other side of anger is laughter. So you would allow yourself to feel anger, then smell some purification oil, then feel into the emotion laughter. And then the saying or the way out for anger is my direction is clear. And you would apply the oil on the alarm point, which is here. And then you could also swipe it across the emotional points, which are on your forehead, the top of your head, the back of your head, and then you say, my direction is clear. The process is in the book if you want. You don't have to do all that to have purification be helpful for letting go of anger. You could literally just apply it right here, take some deep breaths of it, and know that you are stimulating your liver and working on letting go of that emotion so that it doesn't fester inside of you, because we know that anytime we have an emotional pattern that's being triggered and we're feeling that emotion excessively, it starts to create a situation in our body which can lead to dis-ease. So organs and different parts of our body that are flooded with certain emotions can actually turn into physical issues if we don't take care of them. So that's really helpful for me, and I hope that that's helpful for you in just making that correlation between our emotions and our organs. Another great oil is GLF. So this blend stands for gallbladder and liver function. So it's another option that you can rub over your liver and over your gallbladder. Whether those are organs that you are particularly thinking about supporting or not, it's just something that, you know, you could opt to do, especially this season, knowing that those organs need some extra cleansing and support. And then another fun fact is the oils that are distilled on our seed to seal farms in the season of spring. So if you've been to any of the farms during spring, or you've been part of the distillation, like chime in and share which oils, you know, you got to experience if you were at a farm in spring. But they distill Ecuador or oregano in Ecuador in spring, Incan Melissa. They also distill ylang ylang and Northern Lights black spruce and probably some others. But it's fun to see what oils are being harvested this season, and maybe you want to use those oils this season too, just like we kind of gravitate toward whatever fruits and vegetables are coming out right now, right? Like asparagus you'll start seeing in the stores, and artichokes, and kind of these different springtime vegetables and fruits. And for our bodies, it can be really helpful if we eat according to what's in season where we live. So you can always kind of like, you could find maybe peaches somewhere in winter, but they're not going to be local to where you live, and they're probably not going to be that great, right? So like when we eat according to the seasons and we use the oils and the Young Living supplements according to the seasons, we just give ourselves some more strength and vitality because we are in alignment with the earth and the changing weather and the changing seasons. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, other foods that are kind of spring are like avocados, pineapples, strawberries, mangoes. And then a couple other supplements that I mentioned briefly are Juva Power, which is like a powder, like vegetable powder from Young Living. And then you can put on your food. And then Juva Tone, which are tablets, and you swallow them. So those are two other options for specifically supporting your liver this season. And then there is a technique in the Releasing Emotional Patterns book for working with our gallbladder, which again is on that right side next to the liver, and it uses the oil forgiveness. And I'm gonna look up, I don't know if I know like which emotion it correlates with. I'll write it in the chat so I don't take too much time. But you can use the oil forgiveness and you can apply that over that same area. And that's a helpful way to work on. Now I'm really curious what forgiveness works with. So I'm gonna look and see if I can find it really quick. Oh yeah. No, I don't have it right here. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm aware and I learn from all life's experiences is like an affirmation that you can say while you apply it there. We'll have to look it up in the book. But I love working with the emotions because it can be such a powerful way to have a physical change in your health as well. So I hope that this is helpful information. I'd love to hear if you guys have any questions. Along with the traditional Chinese medicine, and I'm not an acupuncturist or traditional Chinese medicine anything, I've just studied it and I've applied this to my life because I think it's really helpful to pay attention to the seasons and to eat according to the seasons and pay attention to your organs. But it's also associated this time of year not only with like the liver, but also something called the wood element. And the flavor for this season, according to this traditional Chinese medicine, is sour, which nourishes the liver. And the tissues are the ligaments and the muscles and the tendons. And so we talked a lot about the liver and the gallbladder, but if you think about what they do, they break down fats and they detoxify. So anything we can do to support that is going to help us feel more strong in our bodies. The liver also stores minerals, and it really is a huge part of affecting our hormones. So any women in here ever working on hormone support? I feel like that's a very popular thing for women, whatever age you are, from when you start menstruating and beyond, there's always a level of like hormone support. So I think it's fascinating that when you work on your liver, you're giving your body a chance to really influence your metabolism and the way you utilize minerals and just kind of balancing your body in general. And anyone who has issues with like blood sugar or, like I mentioned, hormone stuff, immune system, digestion, allergies, all of that can be sometimes helped by cleansing the liver. And another really simple thing you can do for cleansing your liver is put a drop of lemon oil, lemon vitality in your water first thing in the morning and drink like warm lemon water. You can also do it with lemon juice. The only thing with that is over time, lemon juice can start to break down the enamel on your teeth if you're like drinking it a lot. But lemon oil, we don't have that issue because it's cold pressed from the rind and it's still gently cleansing and detoxifying. So just like a drop of lemon vitality and some warm lemon water first thing in the morning is just like easy, great way to work on some liver support. So this is just a good time of year, like I mentioned, to do different types of cleansing. So whether it's taking a break from certain foods, anyone who's doing the Ningxia challenge and cleaning up their diet and paying attention to, maybe not drinking alcohol or not eating sugar or cutting out gluten or dairy or whatever you feel like your body might be sensitive to or that's kind of clogging you up or weighing you down, this is such a good time of year to let those things go and just allow your body to just feel refreshed and renewed. And it's a good time of year to do juicing and even like the cleansing trio. So I know that's working different organs. Like we were working on, the intestines with the cleansing trio, which is ICP, Essential Zymes, and Comfortone. But this is a good time of year to use those too if that's something that you are wanting to work on right now. So that's about all that I have for now. I hope that's helpful, and I hope you have a beautiful day and happy first day of spring. And I look forward to keeping in touch with all of you and just hearing about your health and wellness journey. So always feel free to use this group, not only to like search for, you can use the search function to find out different information that you're looking for, but also post and share what you're using, how it's helping you. Like that's how we all learn, is by sharing stories of how we're using Young Living oils and products. And anyone is welcome to share. The only thing that sometimes gets censored by Facebook or admins in our group is like we can't say, certain buzzwords that we're curing diseases or something like that. But we always want to hear from you and what's working. So thanks for being here, part of Spruce Society. I love our community, and hopefully I will see you at convention in July. Bye.